What car brand you would never buy? Any that charges a subscription to use features like heated seats. Getting a horse after reading this thread. You know what the dictionary says about Dodge? To avoid. Ferrari and Lamborghini, not because I dislike them, but because I'm poor. Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Worst quality control I've ever witnessed as a quality advisor. If you want reliability, there's a reason why Civics, Accords, Camrys, and Corollas have been a popular purchase for a long time. Boring as hell, but damned if they don't stay together. This thread is seriously making me reconsider my new car purchase at the start of the new year. Very happy to not see anyone say Mazda here, haha. Range Rover. I had a special Kensington edition with hand-stitched leather, Burlwood walnut interior trim, an excellent sound system with 12 speakers. Beautiful car, and felt like I was driving around in a luxurious living room. It had constant electrical problems, so I had to take it back to the dealer frequently. Warranty covered repairs, but I was unable to drive the damn thing a lot of the time I owned it. It also guzzled gas and the sunroof leaked, which ruined the headliner, and it had to be replaced. A Range Rover was a nice car when it worked, but too much of a hassle. Never buy again. Jeep. I got fucked by electrical gremlins that screwed my powertrain. Techs gave up on it, but not after charging me hours and hours of labor to find nothing. All while under warranty. I cried lemon, FCA laughed. Traded it in at a massive loss. Sad because that Wrangler was pretty awesome when it worked. I'll probably never buy American again. I'm scared to buy a KIA, gangs are stealing them. I heard you can start one with a phone charger. Jeep. Pieces of shit. Dodge or Jeep? I work in the legal department of a company that deals with automotive repairs. The vehicles that break down the most where the owners are assholes and complain enough to get to my department, Range Rovers. I love all things British, but those vehicles are made of Ford parts glued together with arrogance. Also breaking down lots: Dodge Ram trucks, Ford F-150 and F-250s, BMWs, and Jeeps. Unless you like your mechanic a lot, get a Honda or a Toyota. They're just better cars, period. Any car that offers a subscription plan. We traded in my wife's Honda Pilot for a Cadillac Escalade last year, and I have regretted it every single day. Jeep. Anything from Fiat Chrysler. Maserati, overpriced Fiat Chrysler product. Saab. I loved all three of my 900s, but alas, they're no longer in business. Scrolled thought a lot of the comments. Never seen Toyota or Honda mentioned. For good reason. Okay, one person mentioned Toyota for looks, but no one should really care much about that. Matchbox. Hot Wheels for life. My first car in 1970 was a 1957 Chevrolet four-door sedan with a 235 cu in. Blue flame and 3 in the tree. It had been driven on the Canadian prairies by a traveling salesman, so it had high mileage but was well maintained. Crashed it in 1973 and wrecked the front right fender. Had it replaced with a different color and couldn't afford to paint. It ran and ran and ran. Gave it to my youngest brother and he eventually sold it. I'm old enough that I don't think I will be buying any more cars. If I could, the only car I would buy is my old Chev. I would never purchase a Nissan unless it has a manual transmission. My 2018 Honda CR-V is a good, solid, fuel-efficient family vehicle with an air conditioner that was faulty from the factory, and hasn't worked in some time despite multiple dealer attempts to fix it. This is a very common issue as well. Warranties and TSBs don't cover it either, and they are just replacing faulty parts with other faulty parts at this point. The recent Civic models are the same from what I understand. I think I'd buy a Toyota next time. Duesenberg. Studebaker. Dymaxion. LaSalle. Tesla. Have a Tesla, love driving it, and unlike other discussion, I find the quality to be basically on par with other cars. Also easy maintenance so far. What is putting me off is body repairs. Few shops are certified to take a Tesla. Towing a Tesla requires additional training and is more complex, and once it's in the shop, getting parts from Tesla takes forever. If they fix this then maybe, but being in the shop for half a year over a minor rear-end accident is not fun. Any that forces subscriptions on the buyer for things it can already do. Rover seems like being an asshole is a prerequisite for owning one. They're mechanically unsound and their value is basically non-existent after the warranty period ends. After buying a used Chevy Cruze when I moved cities and just needed a vehicle, Chevy. My god, that thing was a piece of shit. Crapped out with only 55k miles. Been driving Toyota for around 5 years now. Great vehicles. Anything made by Stellantis. I bought a Mini F56 and it is the most fun I've ever had driving a car. I've driven Chargers, Mustangs, 350ZS, but Minis just feel so much nicer to drive. If anything, I don't want to buy a car that's not a Mini. Kia. Specifically, a Kia Soul. My kids are under strict orders that if I ever buy one of those, to have my driver's license revoked. From what we have observed, every Kia Soul driver is a terrible driver and should not be on the road. Cannot bring myself to buy a Tesla despite the hype. Not because they are EV, or because of Musk, but because I genuinely find them ugly as fuck. Chevy fucking Malibu. I've had two, not by choice, and both of them constantly had problems to the point I junked them. I now as a very petite woman can fix a lot of shit on cars. Anything by Tesla. They don't have any quality control. I most likely won't purchase a Saab ever again. I vouch for Saab vehicles. You go. Car manufacturers have estimated annual subscription fees will bring in $25 by 2025. They have only started what will be a long list of ways to separate you from your any luxury brand. Shit's too expensive. Gimme a Toyota or Honda any day of the week. Nissan. Never again. Any French, American or Italian car. I only buy Toyotas. Quality and reliability. Buy? The simple answer is Tesla. Don't even consider buying one. Lease it. Lease any electric car right now. Lease it with zero down if your credit is good. I'm 2 years into a 3-year lease for a Model Y, and battery life has permanently depleted from 333 miles full charge when I got the car to 261 miles. Don't buy an electric car unless you're fine with paying the inevitable costs of replacing a battery down the road. Don't finance buy a Tesla and not expect to get hosed down by depreciation in a way you've never seen before with any other car brand. On a related note, I would avoid buying the first year or even years of a new generation of a car. Let them work out the kinks first. I'm glad to see no one mentioned Subaru since I recently bought a new one, but also no one mentioned good things about Subaru, so. Stellantis. Stellantis aka Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Tesla. Anything with a CVT. I had one and when it exploded at 40k it was a pain in the fucking ass. Fixed under warranty but a pain in the fucking ass. Control F Toyota, no results. Good. Lamborghini. I'm not rich enough. Opel. Parents had an awful experience and it's now planted in our brains to never buy their cars again. A Honda Civic because you'll be stuck driving it until it crashes, and new cars are exciting. Range Land Rover. Nissan with a CVT. Several times I've witnessed a vehicle driving on the highway and a piece of it is flapping loosely in the wind and then just flies off. They have all been Hyundai products. Ford. Ford. I've never driven one that didn't have some significant issue. Kia and Hyundai, they started out as throwaway cars and I can't get over that.